Já, velkomin. Ég heiti Sindri Freyr Bjarnason, nota listamannafni Sindri Sparkul Freyr. Ég sem sagt að fara að vera með ykkur í næsta klukktíma með þáttum ljóð, heitir Með Ljóðar Kinnar. Ég held að ég byrji bara, menn af hverju ekki. Ég ætla sem sagt að byrja á ljóði eftir mann sem ég lít mikið upp til. Hann heitir sem sagt Brad Roberts. Hann söngvarinn í Crash Test og hann bara, já, mjög fínn ljóðsmíður líka. In the beginning was not the word, not yet. There was no sacred alphabet, no subject, object, verb, or tense. Sound had not been enslaved to sense. The void was neither dark nor deep. It did not, like some giant sleep, in cosmic unawareness, coiled undreaming of a world unspoiled. No melody did gently wake this giant, nor his soul take. The shape of his song, heard in his dream, so making real what merely seems. Instead of undivided howl, a random preternatural vowel, no beauty, truth, or goodness here, no sin nor shame, nor guilt nor fear. There was no sacred alphabet. In the beginning was not the word, not yet. Ég hef allavega ekki fundið neitt nafn á þessu ljóði, þannig að þetta bara nafnlaust eftir hann. Hann setti það bara bókslega á Facebook-síðuna sína. Og já, örugglega fáir sem að það þetta. Ég held að ég ætla bara að followa þetta upp með lagi eftir hann. Og já, hann söngarinn sem sagt með þessa gífurlega djúpa rödd. Þannig að hérna kemur það.
There is no final winner. There is no final score. The men have left the playing field and play no more.
The hours have been counted. The work is finally done. Now the night begins to fall on everyone.
The lovers have done their loving, the murderers their task. The hunted have been snared and gagged and masked. So when you're in the graveyard, read those names in stone. After all, you'll never get to read your own. After all, you'll never get to read your own.
Sorglegt en alveg ágætlega fallegt lag líka. Heyrðu, held ég bara að halda áfram með hann Brad hérna. Hann hefur fleiri og ég ætla hérna bara að lesa eitt sem heitir Boy Genius. Þetta hérna á heimasíðunni hjá Crash Test. Boy Genius. I realize now that when I was a kid, I started tackling philosophy early on. even though my teachers were a joke, and I pretty much lived in a vacuum. For example, one day when I was about 7, I was sitting around thinking, I wonder what things would look like if I were someone else. What if I were, say, my little brother? How would everything look? And I tried to imagine myself looking out from inside my brother's mind. Maybe everything would be a different color, sort of a yellowish haze. And then I thought, if I were seeing it from his mind and not mine, what would happen to me? How could I watch from inside someone else's head and still be me at the same time? Because if I was really inside someone else's mind, then I'd be him, not me. In other words, even if I could go into someone else's mind, I still wouldn't know what it would be like to be inside someone else's mind. Later, when I read Western philosophy, I learned that this was known as the problem of identity. Another pressing question for me at the time came up when one day I repeated a word over and over to myself so many times in a row that it suddenly lost its meaning and it turned into sound. I experimented and found that you could do this with any word. Garbage, Hutchinson, light bulb, and they all turned into sound if you said them enough times in a row. Later I learned that in Eastern philosophy, this is called a mantra. Now, it just so happens that during this time, I was going through a period of living in constant fear that someone was going to kidnap me. I'd be delivering flyers on a winter evening, a car would drive by, the headlights would flash towards me, and I'd be panic-stricken. So I'd pretend I lived at the nearest house, and I'd walked to the front door trying to appear as calm as possible, hoping that whoever lived there didn't come to the door and praying that the oncoming car would just drive by. Then one day I was delivering flyers. It occurred to me, how would things look like inside of a kidnapper's mind? Yellowish and hazy? Bluish and clear? Then I tried saying to myself over and over, kidnapper, 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 but I couldn't make it turn into just sound. It still meant kidnapper, no matter what. Later I learned that this was called the problem of evil. Suddenly a car was coming towards me. I panicked, dumped my flyers, and I ran. I ran like the good little philosopher that I was. Þetta fint ljóð. Hvað ætla ég að spila? Ég týndi því. Ég ætla bara að fara yfir í að reyna að gera þetta eins minna hægt, gera þetta fyrir eitthvað svona meira peppað. Þannig ég ætla að spila einn lag eftir The Anatomy of Frank sem að voru inn á Airwaves núna fyrir nokkrum dögum og það heitir Vancouver for Child Astronauts. Gjör svo vel.
Fuck a brain, I've got a heart. up my things before I lose the will to go. 'Cause if I stayed here, I know I would die sadly. And if I die before I wake, I wouldn't want you to take me away from here. A foggy morning turns to a rainy afternoon, and if I don't get there soon, I might prefer sunshine. Vancouver, Vancouver, you better hide your face from me, because I couldn't stand to be apart if you were right for me. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Já, þá erum við komin aftur. Ég glemdi hversu langt lag þetta var, þannig að já, það hefði kannski verið betra vel eitthvað annað. Sorry með mig. Heyrðu, næst ætla ég í svolítið mikið undarlegt lag. Nei, ljóð. Já, það er líka frekar undarlegt lag undir sem að, já, skrifað af M.H. Þetta ljóð heit sem sagt The Melancholy of Mecca Girl eftir Catherine M. Valent. Og já, þetta var skrifað þegar hún var í Japan og hún þá var kona Hermanns, þannig að já, það er svolítið mikil saga bak við þetta, en það er alveg bara skemmtilegt fyrir hljómar að mínu mati. Nei, ef við ekki bara þá byrja það. Ex-Prefecture Drive Time Radio trills and pops its pink rhinestone bubble tunes. Pipe that sound into my copper-riveted heart, that soft girl, bright girl, candy girl, electro-cheer giggle noise, right down through my steel-frown tunnels of my all-hearing head. Best stay out of my way when I've got my groove walk going. It's a rhythm you learn. Move those iron-silk legs to the cherry berry vanilla cream sparkle pop, and your Numa fuel efficiency will increase according to the Yakahitsu formula, sigma 3.9 to the power of 4. Robots are like Mars. They need girls. Boys won't do. The meme soup is all wrong. They stomp when they should kiss, and they're none too keen on having things shoved inside them. You can't convince them there's nothing kinky going on. You can't move the machine without an IV interface, 14-inch optical displays, a co-dump wafer like a rose petal under the tongue, silver tubes wrapped around your bones. It's just a job. Why do boys have to make everything sound weird? It's not a robot until you put a girl inside. Sometimes I feel like that. A junkyard. The company forgot to put a girl in. I mean, yeah, my crystal fingers are laser enabled. Light comes out of me, like dawn, bright orange cream, kill pink, sizzling tangerine death glitter. But what does it mean? Is it really a retirement plan? All of us company girls sitting in our company home in our giant angular titanium suits, named tiny versions of our robot selves, playing poker with X-ray eyes, crushing the tea kettle with hot lilac chromium fists every day at 3. I get a break every spring. Big me powers down. Transparent, highly conductive golden eyeball by transparent, highly conductive golden eyeball. Little me steps out, and the plum blossoms quiver like a frothy fuchsia baseline. My body is full of holes, where the drunk buddy metal girl tin kid used to be, inside me, inside it. And I try to go out for tea and noodles, but they only taste like crystallized cobalt 4 and faithlessness. I feel my suit all around me. I want, cold scrap code drifts like snow behind my eyes. I can't understand why no one sees the dinosaur bones of my exo-self, dwarfing the ramen slingers and their steam-scalded cheeks. Maybe I go dancing. Maybe I light incense. Maybe I fuck. Maybe I get fucked. Nothing is as big inside me as I am when I'm inside me. When I'm big, I can run so fast out of my skin. My feet are mighty, flame-cushioned, and undeniable. I salute with my sad girl, hard girl, crunch girl, purple bowl, tungsten hands, the size of cars, and Saturn tips a ring. It hurts to be big, but everyone sees me. When I'm little, when I'm just a pretty thing, they think I'm bandaged to fit the damaged girl fashion pop manifesto instead of to hide my nickel plate entrance nodes. Well, I can't get out of that suit either. But it doesn't know how to vibrate a building under her audio glass palm until it shatters. I guess what I mean to say is, I'll never have kids. Chances for a promotion are minimal, and my pension sucks. That's okay. After all, there's so much work to do. Enough for forever. And I'm so good at it. Like so, all my stirrups shine like so many platinum dolls. I'm due for a morphomod soon. I'll be able to double over at the waist, like I've had something cut out of me, and fold up into a magneto-nosed, Centauri-capable spaceship. So, I've got that going for me. At least fatigue isn't a factor. I have a steady, decalescent green golden stream of sour shimmer stimulants available at the balling of my toes, on balance to pay for the rest. Well, I've never felt anything like a pearly pink ball of plasmid cling flame releasing from your mouth, like a burst of a song. And why prefectures just so close by? The girls and I talk. We say, start a dream journal, take up Ikebana, make your own jam. We say, next spring, let's go to Australia together. Look at the kangaroos. We say, turn up that sweet vibe walks happy girl music. Tap the communal PA. We've got a long walk ahead of us today. And at the end of it, a fire, like 6 perfect flowers, arranged in an iron vase. Thank you. Okay. Þetta var lag eftir hana Katrínu Ólafsdóttir úr Milkhouse. Þannig að ég held að ég spila bara eitt Milkhouse-lag. Ef ég finn það. Ég ætla að vera búin að opna allt en síðan glemdi ég þessu eina. Og eldtæknin minn bilaður. Já, ok, þá spila ég bara eitthvað annað. Þá spila ég bara eftir vinn minn bara mjög stutt, svolítið undarlegt lag sem hann held ég hafi bara skrifað upp úr þurru. Hver vil spila einmannleikin eftir Snæbjörn Jack? ætla ég næst að fara með ljóðið Kubla Khan sem eitt uppáhaldsljóðið mitt. Það líka kallað A Vision in a Dream, A Fragment. Það ógeðslega fallegt að lesa þetta. En sagan bak við það það að hann Samuel L. Coleridge, sá sem hann skrifaði þetta, hann var uppáveittur í tímanum og þá voru náttúrulega ópíumstofur mjög vinsælar. Hann hitti þar kínverskan sagnfræðing og þeir spjalluðu saman kínverska sögu og hann talaði við hann Kubla Khan og ríkið hans, hvernig hann átti að hafa átt pleasure dome, þar sem að ef hann drakk ákveðna mjólk þá myndi hann lifa að eilífu. En síðan sofnar Coleridge í miðjun á sig út af því að hann var náttúrulega búinn að reykja svo mikið ópíum, eins og maður gerir. Og þá dreymdi hann upp þetta og var alveg viss að þetta hafi verið hvernig Xanadu, sem að hún var sagt frá, þetta ríki hans Kubla Khan hafi verið. Það héti raunin ekki Xanadu, heldur héta Shanshu, en hann las það vitlaust út því að var X á þessu. Þannig að, Xanadu. En þetta ljóð oft kallað Xanadu einnig. Ég held að ég byrji bara. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Elf the sacred river ran, through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright and with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree. And here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart the southern cover, a savage place as holy and enchanted as ever beneath a waning moon was haunted by woman veiling for her demon lover. And from this chasm, with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if the earth in fast thick pants were breathing, a mighty fountain was momently forced, amid whose swiftly half-intermitted bursts huge fragments vaulted like reed-pounding hail, or chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail. And meet these dancing rocks, at once and ever it flung momently the sacred river. 5 miles meandered with a mazy motion, through a wood and dale and sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sunk in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult Kubla heard from far ancestral voices prophesizing war. A shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves. There was heard a mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Could I revive within me her symphony and song? To such a deep delight would win me, that with music loud and long, I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there, and all should cry, beware, beware! His flashing eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honeydew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. Þetta algjörlega æðislegt lag að mínu mati, ég veit ekki, ljóð, lagið reynd líka, þetta var Take Me Somewhere Nice eftir Mogwai. En þessi saga, bæði gerir þetta verra og betra út af því að maður bara, þessi maður sá eitthvað í þessum draumi en það kom allt út frá eiturlyfjum. Þetta er svolítið eins og svona 60s tónlistin frá Beatlunum. Bara, hvað er þetta? Þetta er gott, en hvað er þetta? En heyrðu, ég held að ég ætla bara að spila eitt lag og ég held að flest allir þekki það vegna þess að þetta er virkilega frægt lag, enda eitt betra lagi frá Gorillaz. Hérna er On Melancholy Hill. Og ég ennþá hérna. Ég ætla að lesa mjög stutt ljóð eftir, hvað heitir hann? Lewis Carroll, já, sem að skrifa sér að Lísu í Undraland og allt það, Alice in Wonderland. Þetta er sér að, það heitir Jabberwocky og þetta er í rauninni bara bullorð, flest allt. Já, ekki flest allt, mikið af þessu bara bullorð, en maður á að fatta hvað er að gerast út frá hvernig það hljómar, út frá hvernig orðin hljóma, þannig að, já, þetta er, já, mjög gott lag í akkurat svona dót. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his warple sword in hand. Long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish though he stood, the jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and barbled as it came, 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the warple blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head he came galumphing back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous stay, Calloo Calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig in the slithy toves, and gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Já. Minnst það flott. Ef þið hafið séð myndina þá hafið svona það bil hugmynd hvað þetta að gera í þessu þú veist, í þessu ljóði. Ég held að ég ætli að gera svolítið sem að ég ætlaði helst ekki að gera. Ég ætla að fara með ljóð eftir uppáhaldshöfundinn minn Edgar Allan Poe. Já, fyrst ætla ég held ég að fara bara hérna með ljóðið Annabel Lee, sem að, já, virkilega frábært ljóð, ég veit ekki hvað annað ég á að segja. Já, ég óvart spilaði vitlaust lag, ég ítti á vitlausum takka, þannig ég ætla að spila sama lagið yfir þennan, þannig að afsaki mig. Hérna Annabel Lee. It was many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not so half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all may know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than me, of many far wiser than me. And neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. Það hallarslegt þegar ég segi ég gaf sjálf mér gæsahúð. Það var aðallega út af textan, ekki út af mér. Mér finnst, ég allt lagi, en hann Edgar Allan Poe æðislegur. Hann misti alveg rosalega mikið af konum í gegnum ævina sem já, alveg nógu sorglegt nú þegar. Hann sem sagt, já, hann var alkohólisti, það veit enginn hvernig hann dó, já, 3 konur sem hann misti, en á samtíma hann frekar fyndinn upp á, til dæmis það sem sagt, já, fyrsta konan var sem sagt frænkans, sem var 13 ára og hann var 18 ára. Ég meina, ég get ekki beint afsaka það, en þú veist, já, svolítið undarleg staða þar á milli þeirra. Hvað ætla ég að segja? Já, hann skrifaði líka ritgerð það af hverju ljóðið hans The Raven, sem ég að fara með eftir smá stund, var svona gott. Hann skrifaði ritgerð það af hverju ljóðið hjá sjálfum sér var æðislegt. Og það ógeðslega fyndið að lesa þetta. Já, ég held að ég ætli að spila eitt stutt lag meðan ég klára að setja mig upp. Það heitir sér þetta átti ekki að gerast. Það heitir Her eftir Eerie.
Thinking of nokkur ljóðina eftir sem ég ekki búin að fara með, þannig ég held að ég ætla bara að fara með uppáhaldsljóðið mitt mér finnst það bara svo skemmtilegt að fara með það og örugglega margir sem að hlusta, ef það einu svona margir að hlusta, hafa nú þegar heyrt það. Þetta The Raven eftir Edgar Allan Poe. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "This it is and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly had I sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden of whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard thee. Here, I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dare dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore? This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore, nameless here forevermore. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped nor stayed he, but with mine of lord and lady, perched upon my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, sure art no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being has ever yet been blessed by seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon his chamber door, with such a oh God, I skipped a. Okay, let me go back. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, sure art no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering off the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon a sculpted bust above his chamber door, such a name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, and my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking that this ominous bird of yore, this grimly, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushioned velvet lining that the lamplight glowed o'er, but whose velvet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed by an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God had lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, and nepenthe from thine memories of lore nor. Quaff, O quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, of whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting. Bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beat from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you. Okay, so what to play next? I have a few poems, and I still have not decided on which one I should pick, because I think they're all pretty good. I think, honestly, I'm just going to play some Watsky. This is a kind of poem, kind of song that he made called Tiny Glowing Screens, Part 2.
There's 7,046,000,000 people on the planet, and most of us have the audacity to think we matter. Hey, you hear the one about the comedian who croaked? Someone stabbed him in the heart. Just a little poke. But he keeled over because he went into battle wearing chainmail made of jokes. Hey, you hear the one about the screenwriter who passed away? He was giving elevator pitches and the elevator got stuck halfway. He ended up eating smush sandwiches they pushed through, cracking the door and repeating the same crappy screenplay idea about talking dogs till his last day. Hey, you hear the one about the fisherman who passed? He didn't jump off that ledge, he just stepped out into the air and pulled the ground up towards him really fast, like he was pitching a line and went fishing for concrete. The earth is a drum, and he's hitting it on beat. The reason there's smog in Los Angeles is because if we could see the stars, if we could see the context of the universe in which we exist, and we could see how small each one of us is against the vastness of what we don't know, no one would ever audition for a McDonald's commercial again. And then where would we be? No frozen dinners and no TV, and is that a world we want to text in? Either someone just microwaved popcorn, or I hear the sound of 1,000 people pulling the heads out of their asses in rapid succession. The people are hunched over in Boston. They're starting app stores and screen printing companies in San Francisco. They're grinning in Los Angeles like they got fish hooks in the corners of their mouth. But don't paint me like the good guy, because every time I write, I get to choose the angle that you view me and select the nicest light. You wouldn't respect me if you heard the typewriter chatter tapping through my mind at night. The same stupid tape loop of old sitcom dialogue and tattered memories of a girl I got to grind on in high school, filed carefully on rice paper. My heart is a colored pencil, but my brain is an eraser. I don't want a real girl, I want a tracer from a catalog. Truth be told, I'm unlikely to hold you down, because my soul is a crowded subway train and people keep deciding to get on the next one that rolls through town. I'm joining a false movement in San Francisco. I'm frowning and hunched over in Boston. I'm smiling in Los Angeles like I got fish hooks in the corners of my mouth, and I'm celebrating on weekends, because there's 7,047,000,000 people on the planet, and I have the audacity to think I matter. I know it's a lie, but I prefer it to the alternative, because I got a tourniquet tied at my elbow. I got a blunt wrap filled with compliments and I'm burning it. You say go to sleep, but I've been bouncing up my bedroom wall since I was hecka small, where every agent wants it tucked inside ourselves like Russian nesting dolls. My mother is an 8-year-old girl. My grandson is a 74-year-old retiree whose kidneys just failed, and that's the glue between me and you. That's the screws and nails. We live in a house made of each other, and if that sounds strange, that's because it is. Someone please freeze time so I can run around turning everyone's pockets inside out. And remember, you didn't see shit.
Ég held að næst ætli ég að fara með ljóð sem að vinn minn mældi með. Það frá Írlandi held ég. Já, by the way, ég fattaði þegar að annar vinn minn benti mér á það að ég allt í einu byrjaði að tala ensku, afsakið það. Þetta ljóð heitir The Arrival of the Bee-Box eftir Sylvia Plath. Og ég hef ekki lesað, ég hef bara lesað þetta einu svona áður þannig að ég mun mögulega segja eitthvað vitlaust, afsakið það. I ordered this clean wood box, square as a chair and almost too heavy to lift. I would say it's a coffin of a midget or a square baby. There's not such a din in it. The box is locked. It is dangerous. I have to live with it overnight, and I can't keep away from it. There are no windows, so I can't see what is in there. There's only a little grid, no exit. I put my eye to the grid. It's dark, with the swarmy feeling of African hands, minute and shrunk for export. Black on black, angrily clambering. Now, no, how can I let them out? It is the noise that appalls me the most of all. The unintelligible syllables. It's like a small Roman mob. Small, taken one by one, but my God, together. I lay my ear to furious Latin. I am not Caesar. I have simply ordered a box of maniacs. They can be sent back. They can die. I need feed them nothing. I am the owner. I wonder how hungry they are. I wonder if they would forget me. If I just undid the locks and stood back and turned into a tree. There is the laburnum, its blonde colandes, and the petticoats of the cherry. They might ignore me immediately in my room, immediately in my moon suit and funeral veil. I am no source of honey, so why would they turn to me? Tomorrow I will be sweet God. I will set them free. The box is only temporary. Hi, Glenn. Já, ok. Ég ætla bara næst að spila annað lag. Það heitir Holland 1945 eftir Neutral Milk Hotel. Og já, vonaði fíla það. Kannski ætti ég að byrja því strax. Já, er fólki komið? Ok, þá kannski fer ég með eitt enn ljóð eftir þetta. En það sem sagt, ef þið heyri ekki aftur í mig, þá ætla ég bara að segja takk fyrir. Ég heiti Sindri Freyr og ég spila þetta lag bara og ef það kemur enginn miðvikudaginn klukkan, hvað er það? 16? Ég man það ekki. Það heitir smámál. Getur fundið það inn á Facebook-eventinu. Allána. Hérna er Holland 1945. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4